again to our QCAFE viewers. I am Ann Danga, your host for tonight, and we welcome you once again for another interesting episode here at QCAFE with one of our featured speakers at Heroes Online Summit 5, happening November 26 from 7 to 8 p.m. So, to start, let me introduce our speaker for tonight. Our speaker is one of the few little-known internet mavericks who pioneered the online job craze that everyone today is talking about. He started teaching earning from internet in 2008, and today he's talking about AI's impact to the near future workplace, both online and offline. Please welcome on the virtual stage of QCAFE, the virtual assistant trainer himself, Mr. Jomar Hilario. Mr. Jomar, welcome.
Hey, bangko. Karga ng bangko.
Yes, thank you so much. Despite your busy schedule, you were able to inject this or insert us sa iyong schedule for the week.
You're too kind. Hindi ako busy.
Ayan. So, being one of our hero speaker, we want to know you better as a person and what makes you a hero. So, to start with our first question, Jomar, can you share with us what's the background or your journey, how you started virtual assistant trainer, and how were you able to be successful in this particular field?
Okay, thank you very much, Anna, for the question. That's big misconception actually, that I am the virtual assistant dude everywhere I go. That's what he's virtual assistant dude guy, But in reality, I started pretty early, 2005. I started promoting Christian concerts for Brother Bo Sanchez. So there was no virtual assistant then. It was online promotion talaga. In the age of Multiply and Friendster. So the kids don't know that. That's the old TikTok.
MySpace, yung mga ganyan.
No, wala pang MySpace.
Really?
It was Friendster and Multiply in the Philippines. So I started doing online promotion, big ones, 10,000 people, 5,000 people, online promotions for Brother Bo. In 2007, started promoting Brother Bo himself for the feast. The name is Kerigma Feast around that time. And for the next 10 years after that, became the back marketing team. I ran the back marketing team for Brother Bo Sanchez in promoting all his online events and efforts. His blog, his podcast, his website, all of those, including his Facebook. So I was about 10 years before we reached 1 million followers for Brother Bo. It was really early then. So that was what I did. This is all on the side because I was an employee for a bank during that time, and I have no marketing background. So passion to share the word of God to the children, but to the youth of the world, at least for the Filipinos. Tapos my primary background was computer science. That's why I was pretty good with this one, keyboard. Yun lang naman yung advantage because in my time in computer science, it was before the mouse was ever, available to Filipinos. It was keyboard only. Now, fast forward, the question is, how did I become successful in this field, though I'm not really qualified? It's because in my mind, I wanted to make a movement of people to get income from the internet. Even when I started, this was a movement. So I did not want to be just, okay, I'm doing this. This is a business. I'm training people. I wanted more people to learn more about this. And I was thinking about this 2010. So it's in my book, Virtual Careers. I said one day the Filipinos remittance from OFWs will be less than the remittance from the online job Filipinos, right?
Yeah.
So that's the story.
So that's how you started pala as the virtual assistant. I should say virtual assistant guru. Kasi,
yeah, that's what I called myself when I 2010. The virtual assistant guru of the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And napakaganda because it started as a movement. So somehow it's an advocacy talaga to help fellow Filipinos.
Yeah, especially the OFWs who kind of keep telling me, we hate it here. We wish we can go home. You know, and also the single parents, the massive amount of single parents in the Philippines who say this is incredibly hard, yung being a single parent. Na siya yung nag-work, maalis siya, iwan niya anak niya. So a lot of people are hurting, especially nung time na yan, even now. Yeah. And getting a job from the internet is one of the biggest solutions that they can figure out.
I agree. Actually, tama ka doon, Jomar, because when the pandemic happened, the workspace really changed, totally changed, no? I mean, remote workspace is now available, and yes, the flexibility of time in terms of ating mga empleyado, 'di ba? Which I think HR managers are now open to. Okay. Now, given that, no, you've mentioned na you worked as a bank, you were once a bank employee, no?
Yes.
So, Jomar, may I ask you, who is your hero that inspired you or influenced you to become now a successful entrepreneur?
Heroes are taken from, my heroes are basically taken from these things, books. First one, if I mention a name, I probably read all his books, like Seth Godin, who during those days would teach you all the basics of online marketing, even though nobody was doing it yet, not a lot. So Seth Godin, I read all his books. Gary Halbert, who teaches copywriting, I probably watched a ton of his interviews, a lot of those things. And Brother Bo, who actually gave me the break, gave me a few impossible challenges actually to do online marketing. That's impossible. You, a newbie, fill up Araneta Coliseum in 30 days. And we did that like 3 times. And I was like innocent enough to say, okay, let's try it. The other one was PICC, but still 4,000 people is not easy for a newbie to do. So Brother Bo gave me that problem that I had to solve in 30 days, 3 times. And finally, another set of books, all the Robert Kiyosaki books, which is the eye-opener for me and a generation of people my age. We woke up around 1999 because of Robert Kiyosaki's books.
Wow. So, mga renowned authors and successful business owners, no? These are your inspiration. Sila ang inspiration mo. Okay. So, now that you are a successful entrepreneur doing virtual assistant training, what can you say is the best thing about being your own boss?
Oh, very good. Well, primarily because I get to pick who I want to work with. It's under my direct control. You know, whoever I hire, whoever I don't hire, okay, and whoever partner who wants to partner. There are people who come up to me, I want to partner with you and stuff like that. I really find it strange sometimes. Why do you want to partner with me? Really. Bottom line, very few people has made the cut to partner with me because I just pick who I like. So that's freedom there. Another benefit of being an entrepreneur is I have time to evaluate my life and my direction in life. Kind of crazy, weird, and it's like spiritual. Not really, because there's a ton of overworked entrepreneurs because they never have the time to evaluate their life or their direction. That's why you're overworked. You're overworked because you never spend time to check your life, check your direction. You just keep working and making tons of money. That's why you're okay. It's for me, being an entrepreneur is designing your life, which means you need to take time to design. And if you're too busy, you have designed it that way.
Oh, so given that statement, if you are busy, you designed it that way. Can Jomar Hilario say that you are now living a work-life balance lifestyle?
Good question. Because we are entrepreneurs, we invent words. So whoever invented work-life balance, I'm gonna make my own, right?
Yes.
Make my own, and just a simple way of saying I don't think about it. I remember the story about this challenge. So this is a jar called available time, and you have water, rock, big rock, small rock, sand, and you need to put everything in. Remember that story?
Okay.
So the solution is you're not supposed to overflow that jar. The jar is called available time. And of course, people would normally put water in, and anything you put after water would make the water overflow. So you just spilled it. Then if you go to YouTube, there's a solution. And the solution is put the big rocks first, and then the small rocks, and then the sand, and then the water, and then nothing's left, and nothing has overflowed. So in my mind, the work-life balance is something to do with that solution. Put in the big rocks first. I'm not thinking about balancing anything, actually.
It's not, more on...
The rock is bigger than the sand and the water. It's really totally different. There's no balance. But the first two things that come in is faith and family. Put that in first. Put faith and family first, and the rest you can pour in there later.
Oh, it's a matter of priorities, no, Jomar?
Yeah, it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. Yeah, I have to vote to put faith and family first daily. Sometimes overwhelmingly, because faith and family is big, especially if you're homeschooling like me. Okay, so, and also Bible studying like me for many years now. So sometimes we spend a lot of time, studying God, studying a lot of time. Sometimes you might think you're spending too much time doing that, serving your family, spending too much time studying God. How about the rest? Oh, that's because those are the big rocks. That's why the rest fall in place. There.
Galing, beautiful answer. Ang ganda nung metaphor mo dyan, Mr. Jomar, no? Okay, with that, sir, can you give us a definition of what a hero is for you? Your own definition of hero.
Oh, the person who overcomes himself is a hero. Specifically, past baggage, generational sins. Generational sins being defined as your father did what is like that, your grandfather is like that, your great-grandfather is like that. They keep doing the wrong things they did. So if you overcome that, you're a hero. Or your mother. If you don't like the father, your mother. Right? Because obviously, if you ask any Catholic, they say, oh, my hero is Mary, is Jesus together with Mary and Joseph. But how do you translate that into something practical? Oh, yeah, self. Overcome what is wrong with myself, and becoming a better version of me. But context-wise, the model is really Jesus. It's not that. It's not really learning to love yourself. No, not really. not Whitney Houston. It's Jesus. Okay.
Agree. Actually, when you put naman God at the center of your life, I think whatever challenges you're facing, you'll surely overcome it. Diba?
Agree.
Lalo na ito nung when the pandemic happened, no? Jomar, how were you able to be a hero ngayon, especially when the pandemic happened? Was there a specific challenge that you were able to overcome?
Oh, okay. The specific challenge is a generational sin. It's called unwanted anger. When you're not supposed to be angry, you're still angry. So that's me. Okay. No, people normally don't know that. But when I started doing this entrepreneurship thing, I was doing webinars in 2010, 2011, and I had a bad attitude. But people didn't have a choice. I was the only Filipino doing webinars. Why would they leave? You know what I mean?
They have no choice but to work with you.
Are they going to listen to? In 2011, 2012, they're teaching online jobs. This is me. And I didn't know. I had a bad attitude. I knew, for me, it was a justification. You said something wrong. So I say something wrong also. This is live. This stuff is found in YouTube. You can find it in YouTube. It's like, my sin is public. You know what I mean? But just in this year, pandemic year, that I realized, it's a generational sin. So I found out from my favorite priest, Father Jim Blount, that if you're angry and it's unreasonable, it's because you are not willing to suffer. And what he means there is there's a brand new concept to me called suffering well. What? You do it well? How can you suffer well when you're suffering? Yeah? It's a brand new concept.
Yes.
For me. And it's a great challenge because this generational sin, it doesn't come and go. It keeps going, from the past. It keeps going in my life. So I'm studying right now how to suffer well. And which brings me to the insight of, oh, you can't go and carry your cross and follow me. Okay, so does that mean I have to cry? Do I have to really suffer? Or should I introduce this new concept into my life called suffering well? And so the Catholic Church has a ton of resources in suffering well. I didn't know that, of course, because I use YouTube for entertainment. But now I'm using YouTube to educate myself. Oh, so you could type the word suffer well in YouTube and learn something. Yes. Yes. And it's not a new concept pala. Suffering well. So in the pandemic, lots of people suffered, right?
Yes.
So which one of us, including me, suffered well? When the first part of the pandemic, I didn't understand this concept of suffering well. But right now, I'm getting it.
Nice. So I'm glad you're able to, talagang, continuous learning pa rin, Jomar, no?
Yes.
Are there any tips that you can give to our viewers when it comes to coping pivoting, scaling up, yung suffering well in terms of their career or kanilang business?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that question. For business one, because you might think this is a religious talk. For me, since I've seen only a little business, because of the magic of the internet, I kind of easily get exposed to a ton of business ideas, interviews, and even podcasts. During those times, 2006, 7, 8, I was running a podcast. I was listening to too many podcasts, way too many, about business owners. And so what I realized was that you should really read, if you have a business or a career, you should really read up and ask about the best practices in that business for that size of business in your location. Especially now, you can access YouTube and find that your biggest competitor is being interviewed and spilling secrets online, but because they don't think you'll ever listen. So if you compare yourself to big names, it's not much. You can't do what the big names are doing. Let's say Gary Vaynerchuk tells you have to make 200 pieces of content a day. Really? You can't do that. You're not the right size.
Exactly.
So you have to find somebody who's the same size and give you the right kind of advice. Not 200 pieces of content a day. 10 lang, 10. So bottom line is you really don't need new ideas for your career and business. You need to find old ideas that have been proven to work today. For example, I have a school. It's called Virtual Careers Academy. It's an online school. So I teach people how to, scale up their Instagram from absolute zero to like thousands, tens of thousands of followers. Okay. You might think that's really a long course, no? On doing that. No, the instructions are 1 page long. Long. I can even tell you like 10 sentences on what to do. And now I have a member who has 75,000 followers on Instagram. Wow. Zero personality, no face. I don't know who she is. She doesn't show up with her beautiful face, though she does have one. She doesn't tour around. She did it in the pandemic, so nobody's going out. And this has regular 1 million views on her account. Views per post.
Okay.
Question, how did she do it? It's just an instruction from an old tactic that still works today. It's as simple as that. You don't need a long piece of instruction. Look for something that works and then copy it. Okay. There's another one. I have this one happened like yesterday. So a businesswoman was trying to increase her YouTube followers. She got like 36 views, 10 views. So it's not working. So she's selling real estate. So I told her an instruction. It's 1 sentence long. And the last night she got one video, get 3,000 views after a few minutes of uploading.
Wow.
These kinds of information is out there. It's really out there. It's old. But the thing is, when you read it, you probably didn't even try it. So that's why you're looking for a longer answer. But we're really people are people. They haven't changed in many, many thousands of years. So don't look for a complicated answer. Just look for a simple one.
So talagang we don't have to reinvent the wheel
Never do. Never do.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
look back and see what works, no? And then somehow adapt it to what technology offers, 'di ba?
Yes. Same
Ayan,
thing.
ang galing.
Mm.
Amazing. So mamaya magpapaturo din ako sa iyo. Alright. Okay. So in terms of ano ba? In terms of what you call this? In entrepreneur life, no? Should one what aspect in your life should you prioritize to cope with the challenging times?
Galing, no? I already answered it kanina. Family faith. It's
Family faith.
like, this is not what I'm asking you. Why are you answering family and faith? Are you Colette? Because that's because of the way I see things already. Give you an example. So under this desk is tons of marketing books, but I've already read them. I
Okay.
already underlined them in the last 10 years. This is part of my massive library, which is no longer in this house because it doesn't fit anymore. Okay, so getting information about what you're doing, like marketing, is not it. You probably already do that. No? So what's missing in entrepreneur to cope up with the challenging times? It's you. It's me. I have to fix me. I really have. I'll give you an example. I feel bad. The other day, I feel bad. Do you think I'll do any kind of marketing today?
No.
Why should I?
Oh.
Feel bad. I'm in an argument with this person on Instagram and it got heated up. No, I feel bad. And it will take a few hours, maybe a few days for this to get out of my system. So what happens? It's emotional control. Do you have to take a course on emotional control? Of course not.
No.
But what are the big rocks of faith? Go back to your Bible study. What is family? Oh, yeah. Have you hugged them yet? You know, your family? Like, how long? Have you done like 16-second hugs yet? You don't know? You haven't Googled that? Yung para tumaas yung endorphins, kailangan mas matagal yung hug. When your small ones give you very, very quick hugs, wait, 15 seconds.
Longer.
Yeah, longer hugs, especially the babies, which they won't mind because they don't have a choice. You know? So if that gives you endorphins, it totally removes your bad mood, bad funk. Then that's it. You can go back to work if you like, or you can keep playing with your loved ones. The big rocks actually solve it. There is a verse in the Bible that says, "Your take my burden, for my burden is light." And nobody, well, as far as I know, nobody's really understood that because take up your cross and follow me and suffer. What do you mean, light? You just told me to take up a cross and I will die on that cross, yeah? So how can that be light? That's because this is just a recent realization, so I'm not a genius. I just heard it from Father Jim Blount. He said, one of the light burdens would be something like the rosary, which is like 20 minutes.
Yes.
20 minutes of droning, which people don't understand is actually meditation, but it's not repetitious prayer. It's not about what you say. It's about what's here.
Yes.
So is that light? Yes. 20 minutes of you don't have to memorize. Just you already know the prayers. Now, if you feel bad doing that, then you didn't get it. That was the light burden. So what if after the rosary, your solution suddenly appears in front of you? Then you have just gotten rid of your burden because you did the light burden, which is the rosary. For example, a chaplet, which nobody ever knows. Now, if you're not Catholic, you don't know what a chaplet is. It's like a shorter version of the rosary. 10 minutes, maybe 7. So if you don't Google chaplets, what the power of chaplets are for, then you'll just go ahead and look for your problems answers online. So that concept of giving up your burden to God and taking up a very light burden, which is like a chaplet. Pray this 10 times. I mean, hello, you pray every day, so that's not a problem praying 10 times the chaplet.
Yeah.
Problem being, do you believe? Google me lang. Google me. You can figure it out if I'm lying or the church is lying. You figure it out. But for me, I didn't cover that. So if there's a challenging time, the infinite leverage that they call it, Jack Canfield called it that, no? Mark Victor Hansen calls it the infinite leverage. He also means God, actually, without offending.
Mhm.
The infinite leverage is much more powerful than you and your books or my books. So if we rely on the infinite leverage, they call it the universe sometimes,
Yeah.
then all you have to do is ask, and then you receive.
Mhm.
What the infinite leverage is all about.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's a generic term
Yeah,
for
yeah.
God, no? The
Mhm.
universe.
Yeah. Of course, I call it God Jesus because I'm
Of course, we're Catholic. I'm also Catholic.
Okay.
So yeah, so I do agree with you personally because I do pray the rosary, and yes, it's my personal source of meditation. It can do wonders and somehow enlighten you na at before you go to sleep or after praying the rosary, no? Parang merong spark na, okay, alam ko na gagawin ko bukas.
Yes. Most people don't know that because they probably judge it as, why are you saying Hail Mary, prolongate the Lord is with you, it's too fast, you should go slow. No, it's not the point.
No. Does it matter?
It's the meditation that goes with prayers like that. Not just rosary.
Yes.
That's the
Oo.
matter. Yeah.
So, can you give us lang any message that you want to share to our viewers who would want to uplift themselves, no? Whatever challenge they are encountering at the moment.
Oh, okay. Here's something to do with rosary and the thinking that the repetitive prayers are bad. There's an interpretation of the take and receive, ask and you shall receive verse.
Yes. Mhm.
Just be liberal because this is the internet. An interpretation of that one is keep asking and you will keep receiving. Not one ask. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Keep asking and you will keep receiving. So one way to ask is not just, please give me the job. Please give me the job. Please, I've been playing this for 10 years. One way is to look at the church approved prayers and follow. The formula is already there. But Jomar, you're so religious. I am actually not. I just discovered this pandemic. Okay, don't judge me like that. Okay, I just discovered, the magic of the YouTubes. You can find out if they're lying by going to the other YouTubes. Yes.
The references.
The references. Or you can go buy yourself the really old books of the Catholic Church to find out if it is true. Bottom line, discover what will help you and use them instead of just watching and say like, comments. For me, that's what I discovered that is usable in my background, which is Catholic, but I used to be very Protestant. Right? So I have this background. Oh, repetitive prayers are bad. I know that now. Bottom line is more of your hero should be, I think getting an infinite hero is much better. It added to your repertoire of human heroes. Yeah. Or fictional heroes like the Lord of the Rings characters, no? So, Samwise Gamgee, very good hero.
Why not?
Very good friend. But if you add that infinite dimension, God, in our case, Jesus, then you have a very good fat line of heroes to look up to and to listen and to follow. No? Yun. Which saves, but let me end with this. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world? No, ang ganda ng damit mo. Branded, everything. Ang sarap ng pagkain mo. Yeah, you eat in the nice places. By the way, I can do better. I can cook nice food too. So, masarap kinain mo, masarap niluto ko. Which one? Which one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, hindi yun eh. It's not about that pa rin. It's not because I cook better than you and you can eat better than me. More of if you lose your soul in the process of entrepreneurship, even in your career, what is the point? There's no point of all of it, no? So start right, no?
Yes.
Get the right heroes, no? And join us in our Hero Summit.
Yes, sige. Yeah, very well said, Mr. Jomar, no? Yeah. And thank you once again for giving us your insights, no, on your journey, allowing us to know you better as a person, as our upcoming speaker for Heroes Online Summit 5 and how your journey transpired throughout the years. At the same time, how we can make a hero out of us. I think that's the main message I got from you today.
Yes.
Diba? Something enlightening that I hope our viewers can also reflect on. Tama ba?
Tama. Ikaw ang hero eh. Oo.
Yes, we can be our
For
own
yourself. Yes.
heroes.
Mm-mm.
Oo. And yeah. So with that, I now close our program for the evening.